BRICS declaration condemns Pahalgam terror attack, slams cross-border terrorism. The BRICS nations on Sunday unequivocally condemned the April 22's ghastly terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam, which claimed the lives of 26 individuals. In a joint statement of its 17th summit, held in Brazil's Rio de Janeiro, the leaders of BRICS bloc Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates strongly denounced the act of violence and terrorism in all its forms and manifestations, including the cross-border movements of terrorists, terrorism financing, and safe havens. We express strong condemnation of any acts of terrorism as criminal and unjustifiable, regardless of their motivation, whenever, wherever and by whomsoever committed. We condemn in the strongest terms the terrorist attack in Jammu and Kashmir on April 22, 2025, during which 26 people were killed and many more injured. We reaffirm our commitment to combating terrorism in all its forms and manifestations, including the cross-border movement of terrorists, terrorism financing, and safe havens, the joint declaration read. The BRICS leaders also called for those responsible for the terror attack to be held accountable and brought to justice. We reiterate that terrorism should not be associated with any religion, nationality, civilization, or ethnic group, and that all those involved in terrorist activities and their support must be held accountable and brought to justice in accordance with relevant national and international law. We urge to ensure zero tolerance for terrorism and reject double standards in countering terrorism, the declaration added. We look forward to further deepening counter-terrorism cooperation. We call for an expeditious finalization and adoption of the Comprehensive Convention on International Terrorism in the UN framework. We call for concerted actions against all UN-designated terrorists and terrorist entities, it added. Without taking names, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday called out Western hypocrisy and said condemning terrorism should not simply be a convenience but a matter of principle. Condemning terrorism should be our principle, not just a convenience. If we first see in which country the attack took place, against whom, then it would be a betrayal against humanity, Modi said during his speech at the Session for Peace and Security and Reform of Global Governance. Friends, there should be no hesitation in imposing sanctions against terrorists. Victims and supporters of terrorism cannot be weighed on the same scale. For personal or political gain, giving silent consent to terrorism, supporting terror, or terrorists, should not be acceptable under any circumstances. There should be no difference between words and actions regarding terrorism. If we cannot do this, then the question naturally arises whether we are serious about the fight against terrorism or not, he said. The summit, hosted by Brazil from 6 to July 7, focused on key global issues ranging from multilateralism and artificial intelligence to climate action, peace and security, and economic resilience. PM Modi exchanged views with other leaders on all these matters during the summit sessions. BRICS, originally formed by Brazil, Russia, India, and China, expanded in 2010 with the inclusion of South Africa. In a major development in 2024, the group extended membership to 6 additional countries: Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. Swipe left for next video. In one of the biggest attacks in Jammu and Kashmir, Lashkar-linked terrorists opened fire on a group of tourists in Pahalgam on Tuesday, April 22, killing at least 26 people, including foreign tourists, and injuring many others. The Resistance Front TRF, a Lashkar offshoot, claimed responsibility for the attack, although it later backtracked after massive global outrage. India responded with Operation Sindoor on May 7, bombing 9 terrorist camps across Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir in pre-dawn strikes that killed at least 100 militants. The operation sparked 4 days of cross-border fighting involving fighter jets, missiles and artillery. Latest blogs.